Here we go. Say I'm finishing a regular double leg or head outside attack, any leg attack really. If I leave my foot out here, as you can see, Coach Gavin is going to be able to pass it. So the first case of scrambling, and we're going to go over this in all the different leg attacks, is I've got to discipline myself to keep this foot back and tucked under my hips, so when I finish leg attacks and he looks to scramble, there's nothing there. We see that? That's 2 points. Now, we are going to dig our way out of a hole first, and then we're going to work on disciplines and techniques to protect our feet after that. Say he does ankle pass. Go ahead, he gets ready to ankle pass me. If he ankle passes me, what that identifies is that my position was off for just a split second, and my foot was out from underneath my hips. Since he got there, I want to reposition. I'm not worried about what I'm doing with my hands. What I want to do is get my hips heavy, my foot back under my hips, and my head and my chest high. I don't want weight on my hands. I want weight on my hips. So one thing, a little trick here is I'll switch my feet over. We say 2 feet are better than 1. What that helps me do is sit back on my ankle. Helps me sit back on my ankle, and I'm going to glide. Okay, ideally here, he's going to try to pass, and I'm going to have adjusted my position enough to stuff him. So as he tries to pass, I catch myself just a little bit, try to keep heavy hips, and make him panic. See, he's squirming down here. Worst case scenario, maybe I don't get to the 2 feet or better than 1, or I have a little bit, he gets my weight over my hands, and he does pass me. I want you to watch. As I get past, I'm going to still keep the weight down on my hips and hover. Light weight on my hands, heavy weight on my hips, keep my head and my chest high. So here he goes, he passes me, I hover, 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 hover. I keep my weight back on my hips. You see this position again. Really focused on this right here. Now this is a position I can work my way out of, whether it's with a cross face, and I'm trying to get my feet back underneath my hips and win the position. Come back around, Keith. Wanted you to focus on position first. Secondary, I'll tell you some things you can do with your hands, but that's not the primary focus. So as he ankle passes, one thing you might want to do with your hands is, if you have to put one down, split his legs. Do not split his legs at the expense of putting your weight on your hands. I don't want my weight on my hands. I split his legs if my hands have to post somewhere, go ahead. And as he goes, notice I've got his legs split. When his legs are split, he's going to have a hard time building back into his base. He needs to get his feet underneath him and build a base. When I have his legs split, he's going to have a hard time building his base, and I'm going to continue to get my weight back to my strong position. Heavy hips, high chest and head, and I'm going to build back to a position that I can score.